When you talk about transparency, when you talk about accountability, you're talking about information access. And that's what the government is doing. They destroy the education system, and they also destroy the information channel. You understand what I'm saying? Because once you're educated, you know, it helps your mind, you know, your mind is developed to think properly and to ask the right questions. What is really going on in the country is masterminded by these guys who are in government, and that's what they are not aware of. You get what I'm saying? So when you say that there is no T, talk about R, talk about Y, about this present administration in power. Where the country is going, it's very clear that we are actually going down a very, very bad descent. You get what I'm saying? So, and with the youth for some time now, I've been on the sidelines watching the madness going on in the political space.
The Not Too Young to Run bill was a movement led by some young Nigerians in the year 2018. And actually, that bill was passed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari on May 31st, 2018. The bill saw the reduction of some ages into elective offices in government and actually improved the participation of youths in government. This is you.gov, all about you and the government. I am Itohan Olumu-Agbodo. Thanks for joining us.
Many people long for success. They desire to do something with their lives, to make a difference in society, to become famous, or to become great.
I'm not voting any younger candidate. I'm voting for the older candidates. No, it doesn't mean. I want continuity, I want stability, and I want for the posterity as well. I'm not voting for them. They're not ripe enough. We've seen so many young guys in public of and they messed up. I can count the number of. So what does it take? Doesn't make any change. When the time comes, when they are ripe for it, they could grab it. But for now, I stick with the old folks.
To me, I believe for now, they are not ready because I look at all of them, the younger candidates among them. I don't think they have the experience for now. But maybe after the next 4 years, we can give them a chance. But for now, I think, because we're so patient, I believe with time, Nigeria will still enjoy.
Let us emulate other countries that are doing well. I believe that God will change Nigeria for better.
You're welcome back. If you just joined us, this is you.gov, and it's all about government functions and citizens' corresponding obligations. That is you and the government. According to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the registered voters, youths actually constituted 51% of registered voters in the just concluded elections. That should be a plus. That should be an increase in youth participation in government, which we want to see this day and age in Nigeria. So I have a youth leader who is standing by to talk to us about youth involvement in politics. He is Damasus Onuoha. Let's take a listen.
When you look at the Nigerian state, when it comes to politics, you begin to realize that it is dominated mainly by old veterans, you know, especially from the military background. There is not so much encouragement and platforms given to the Nigerian youth to kind of express himself regarding what is going on in the national discourse and to also participate in what's going on in the polity. So basically, the youths are discouraged. Also, when you look at the issue of money politics played, even the recently signed Not Too Young to Run bill, you know, when you look at that properly, you begin to understand that the law itself actually died prematurely, in the sense that the motive behind that law cannot be realized when you look at the nature of politics we play in the country, whereby it's all about how much you have and how much you can distribute. So how many youths have a reasonable job or source of sustenance to talk about affording the interest? The interest form for APC the last time we checked was about 45 million naira. Then that of PDP, I think it was about 12 million naira. So how many youths are on a salary scale of, say, 70 to 100,000 naira to afford that kind of money? That means it will take you a lifetime to accumulate. So basically, the politics played in Nigeria does not encourage nor give room to the Nigerian youth to participate. And seeing it from that perspective, the Nigerian youth seems to be shut out of what is going on, and they are discouraged, they are harassed, you know. They are more like indifferent about what's going on in the Nigerian politics, and it's so sad, but that's the reality we have today. I don't think so, in the sense that when you talk about you know, taking the opportunity or getting involved in Nigerian politics, it requires a lot. Fundamentally, before you go into mainstream politics, you are going to be, first of all, be aware. You need to be conscious of what is going on in the polity, what is going on in the national life, you know, before you now indicate interest or show interest in participating in politics. You know, the guys you mentioned above, the likes of Shawore, Mogalu, those guys, are they actually used if you go by UN standard? I doubt, you know. When you want to talk about youth in the right sense of it, you look at people like Gowon. When he was the head of state of Nigeria, I think he was about 32 years. So that's youth for me. Then you also look at the government of Upper Volta, what we have today as Burkina Faso. The renowned guy known as Thomas Akara, you know, when did he take over power of Upper Volta? At the age of 33. So those are youths in my own definition. For me, the Nigerian youths are still indifferent. They are still not concerned about what's going on in the national politics, whatever that is going on. They don't care. Most of them don't even find it as a civic responsibility to come out and vote. The least you can expect of a citizen, you know, which is quite unfortunate, because when you look at the recent data released by INEC, you come to realize that 51% of the total registered voters are made up of youth. Then 21% of them, when you classify it by occupation, are made up of students, you know. So when you look at this huge percentage of voters not getting involved in what is going on in national life, is quite pathetic, and I do not think that the Nigerian youth is ready, you know, to go into mainstream politics. The likes of Mogalu and Shawore are not a perfect example for that kind of discussion.
Welcome back. This is still you.gov, and this week we are taking a look at youth participation in politics in Nigeria. And Damasus Onuoha has been talking about the role of youths in politics. We still have him standing by, and he'll be answering questions about how to increase youth participation in Nigeria politics. Take a listen.
You can change the narrative actually by doing the fundamental thing, which is information dissemination. Getting these youth to know exactly what's going on, how their indifference or political apathy is affecting the nation and them in particular. You get what I'm saying? So, but the National Orientation Agency, we don't know. I think recently they are doing a lot better than what they used to do in the past. But they need to do a lot more than that, you know, by really showing the youth that they are important to what's going on in the country, and their role and participation is very, very important to make Nigeria a better place, the Nigeria of our dreams. You understand what I'm saying? This can happen when you give the youth political offices or portfolios. You know, when other youth see that, they get encouraged that, man, I have my own guy there, I have my own friend there, you know. They feel more involved in what is going on. But it's still the same old stock of people being recycled, you know. The same old stock of people who have been seen since the time of independence till this very time, being recycled from being a governor. You run for 2 tenures, you metamorphose into a senator, you know. Some have been in the Senate for upward of 2 tenures, 8 to 12 years. You know, why must you always be there? Does it mean that there are no youths who are capable, who have the intellectual, capacity to be in that office and to deliver, you know? So that's one of the ways to go about it. Reach out to the youths, get them informed of what's going on, then get them involved in running the country in different at different levels. You know, when that happens, it shows more commitment that truly we want the youth to be involved in what's going on, and that, for me, will go a long way in encouraging the youth in national life. Then other NGOs and civil society groups too should be doing a lot more in that direction. You know, not just coming out to create awareness and then the government, you know, only to create awareness and then once in a while you see them they rise and then go down again like it does. They should be doing more of advocacy programs that will get to the grassroots. When I mean the grassroots, I'm talking about getting to the secondary school level, to the university level, you know, get the youth to know. I think the major issue starts from not knowing. That information gap is where the major problem is. And that's what the government is doing. They destroy the education system and they also destroy the information channel. You understand what I'm saying? Because once you're educated, you know, it helps your mind, you know, your mind is developed to think properly and to ask the right questions. Then secondly, even though you may not go to the best, you know, colleges or whatever, but like in other developed clients, as we know, they don't too much go to school or something of that nature, but from a very reasonable age, they are informed, they know what they're supposed to know. So that information is also important. Like, let me give you a practical example in Nigeria. If you look at the northern part of the country, they are not that educated and they are not educated as those of us in the south. But when you talk about being informed politically and religiously, they are very, very, very far ahead of those of us in the southern part of the country. You know, the average northerner understands the political terrain, what is expected of him. They know where they put their money where their mouth is. But on this part of the world, of the country, you see well-educated people, doctors, but ask them the simplest issue or question regarding what's going on in the polity or their own involvement in politics or something of that nature, they are totally empty. You know, they don't have a stand, and most of them are indifferent about what is going on. So that is where information plays a very key role for me, which can be achieved by the government and also civil society organizations by reaching out to the people at the grassroots level. Okay, well, as far as we are concerned, you need, they say you don't pour a new wine into old skin. You understand what I'm saying? We need a new breed of people to be at the helm of affairs to start with. You understand what I'm saying? So these guys, most of them are analog in their thinking and they are aware of approaching issues. You understand what I'm saying? So we need youths who are educated, who are passionate, who are enlightened and exposed, local and globally, you understand, to run the affairs of this country. So I don't know, I don't have so much confidence in this set of people who are recycling themselves. I don't expect any miracle or any magic from them, you know. So talking about certain agenda is always, I still have this thinking that it might be the usual thing we hear, 3-point a day agenda, 7-point agenda. At the end of the day, we end up having no agenda. Nothing is achieved. The present federal government, headed by President Muhammadu Buhari, promised us security, economy, and corruption. Today, at the 3-point count, on which of these points did he deliver? But he's returned as president in 2019. What other agenda is this administration is going to give us? It's still going to be the same promise and fair, you know? So agenda begins to be set when new set of people are at the helm of affairs for me, you know, and until that happens, I don't expect too much from this present crop of people. Youth want to be given the platform to be involved in what is going on in the country at different levels. You know, the government should be sincere about their intentions, and then when that happens, we are going to definitely see the kind of change we all desire in this country.
Well, that was quite interesting. Damasus Onuoha there talking about the fact that youths should actually be given a chance to take center stage in politics. And he talked about the history of Nigeria where youths actually led a revolution in terms of military takeover of government. This time around, we are not calling for such a revolution, but we are calling for increased participation by the youths. And we are encouraging the youths not to get discouraged. Be involved. Start from where you are. We have some more tidbits for you. Well, it was quite an interesting episode. We had a youth leader, Damasus Onuoha, talking about youth participation in Nigeria politics. And I want to urge you to start from where you are. Go and get registered in a political party, or you can start your own party. But youths, we have to take the center stage now. I am Itohan Olumu-Agbodo. If you have comments for us, we'd like you to log on to our website on www.LoveWorldPlus.org or send SMS to the number that will be showing on your screen now. Youth, get involved in politics. Bye for now.